Bill O'Reilly here. You are listening to the O'Reilly Update, sponsored by Tax Network USA, America's #1 choice for tax resolution. Please go to tnusa.com/bill or call 800-245-6000. Coming up next, the news with Mike Slater.
Thank you, Bill. It is Monday, June 24th, 2024. Here's what's happening today in America. Illegals charged with murder. It's hot outside. Lost in the woods, and record-breaking music deal. That's all coming up. Then Bill's going to be here with your message of the day. But first, 2 illegal aliens from Venezuela are accused of murdering a 12-year-old girl in Houston, Texas. These 2 Venezuelans were both apprehended separately at the border near El Paso and released in America with an NTA, a notice to appear at an immigrant hearing. Many of these are a decade from now. They came 2 separate times, the 22 and the 26-year-old. One of them came just 20 days before they murdered a 12-year-old girl. They strangled her to death and then threw her body in a creek underneath a bridge. Her body was found later that day. 120 million Americans were under a heat alert the other day, a heat index of over 100 degrees, temperatures in the upper 90s. Many records for the day, hottest temperatures ever in New Jersey, New York, Pennsylvania, Maryland, Virginia, Mississippi, Nevada, Utah, across the country. And it's not just here in America. In Saudi Arabia, over 1,000 people died in their pilgrimage to Mecca. Over half of them were from Egypt. Over 2 million people traveled to Mecca during this 5-day pilgrimage, and temperatures hit 120 degrees. In 2015, a stampede at this Mecca pilgrimage killed 2,400 people. A 34-year-old California man was found alone in the woods near Santa Cruz, California, after he got lost hiking. He was there for 10 days, drinking water out of the creek, eating wild berries. Not to be outdone, a 4-year-old went missing in the woods near Fresno. He was camping with his family and wandered away. The California Search and Rescue Team, Air Support Unit, Forest Service Rangers, and California Department of Fish and Wildlife officers went searching for the 4-year-old. They found him only a quarter mile away from where he disappeared near the campsite, but he survived in the wilderness for 24 hours, spent the night in the woods in a t-shirt and shorts. Woods where there are bears, mountain lions, and snakes. There's a great picture of the entire search crew and mom, dad, and 4-year-old Christian reunited. Sony Music has bought the entire catalog for Queen. Katy Perry sold her back catalog for $225 million. Bob Dylan for $400 million. Springsteen for $600 million. But Queen has the record, $1 billion. I'm Mike Slater with the podcast Politics by Faith. Bill O'Reilly's got your message of the day. Next.
If you own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles and have an auto warranty about to expire or have no warranty at all, listen up. Car Shield has a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that's now available to the public. Save on out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. So please call Car Shield now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. 800-925-7584 for a free quote. This protection plan is at an all-time low in price. Drivers who activate the vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. So please call for your free quote, 800-925-7584, 800-925-7584. Hey, what do you have to lose? 800-925-7584. Time now for the O'Reilly Update message of the day. On this Monday, it is debate week, so let me ask you a question. What does Donald Trump stand for ideologically? What does Joe Biden stand for as far as a belief system is concerned? I'm going to answer those questions. First, the president. So, to me, analyzing Joe Biden's presidency, he is a far left progressive guy. But that's a change. As a senator for decades, he was a moderate conservative Democrat. But now he's not. He's a Roman Catholic. He goes to church, but he believes that there should be no limits whatsoever on abortion. That tells us he really doesn't have a belief system. As far as Donald Trump is concerned, he is not an ideologue. He is not a conservative. He plays to the right-wing base because that's where the MAGA people live. But Trump, if you analyze his presidency and his past, is simply a deal maker. If you ask Donald Trump to explain the conservative philosophy, I don't think he could do that. But he made good deals as president. It helped the country. So there are the answers to the questions. Biden, far left governance. Trump, deal maker. I'm Bill O'Reilly. I approve the message by writing it. You can reach me, Bill at BillO'Reilly.com, Bill at BillO'Reilly.com, name and town if you wish to opine. Now let's go to the mail. Scott Evans, Calabasas, California. Here in California, part of the driver's license process is to ask the applicant if he or she wants to register to vote. There is no requirement to prove citizenship. It's an honor system. Do you believe this could possibly lead to non-citizens voting in California? Absolutely. Absolutely. California is looking the other way, and some other states are too. It's not hard to commit voting fraud. Now, some states are really cracked down. Remember, it is a felony. But if you don't investigate it, as many states don't, you go. Bill Holmes, Abilene, Texas. Let's just say Trump gets elected. What is the possibility the Democrats will try to impeach him again? Well, if they control the House and Senate, they'll try to impeach him again. It's a game now. But the Republicans could take Congress. And if Trump's elected, puts pressure on Trump to get things done. Guy Aluzzi, North Salem, New York, upstate. Bill, enjoyed your analysis of the upcoming debate. Only thing you didn't mention is that Biden, Tapper, and Bash will attempt to label Trump a convicted felon at every opportunity. How does he counter that? All he has to say is, look, I believe that this was a total disgrace. I didn't do anything wrong. And I think the appeal will demonstrate that. That's it. That's all. What are they going to say? No, it won't demonstrate that? Come on. James Milner, Keswick, Virginia. We need to talk more about fatherless homes. The statistics are there. Homes without fathers result in more poverty, crime, drugs, and guns. When I bring it up to the Richmond, Virginia newspaper, they ignore it. That's because of the racial component. On a proportional basis, more black men leave their children than other ethnic groups. So that's why the paper in Richmond won't report it. In a moment, something you might not know. Everything is expensive these days, you know that. The government is printing trillions of dollars and consumer prices higher than ever. But there are a few things you can do right now. American Hartford Gold can show you how to protect your money, your retirement, your hard-earned savings against inflation by helping you diversify a portion of your portfolio into physical gold and silver. Start with a short phone call, and they can have physical gold and silver delivered right to your door or put inside your 401k or IRA. So please call or text them right now. Tell them Bill O'Reilly sent you. Call 877-444-GOLD, 877-444-GOLD, or text GOLD to 65532. Again, that's 877-444-GOLD, or text GOLD to 65532. Now the O'Reilly Update brings you something you might not know. On this day in 843, scores of Viking ships sailed into modern-day France. For the next decade, the Norsemen, marauding, killed and plundered their way across Europe. Here is the story. Contrary to popular perception, the Vikings were not a distinct race of people. The group was comprised of native tribes in Denmark, Finland, Sweden, Norway, and Iceland. Their culture of polytheism and violence was completely distinct from the so-called civilized Christians of Europe. Beginning in the 9th century, the Norse departed Scandinavia for the British Isles, then France, Germany, Russia, and beyond. They even went into the Mediterranean Sea. Their legendary raids terrified coastal residents everywhere. Often, the men appeared by boat, attacked villages, looted churches and treasuries, then vanished. On the 24th of June, 843, the feast day of St. John the Baptist, a fleet of Viking ships from Norway made their way up the Loire River and took control of the city of Nantes. It was the start of a century-long feud between the Bretons, that's Bretons, and the Vikings, which would leave the region decimated. The Norsemen then sailed to Greenland and the North American continent. In 1021, the Vikings established a small village on the northeast coast of Canada. The settlement was inhabited for 20 years, but eventually abandoned because of bad weather and lack of food. And here's something else you might not know about the Vikings. Their reign lasted less than 2 centuries. The group was eventually conquered not by foreign adversaries, but by religion. As the warriors invaded new territories, they were exposed to Christianity. By the 11th century, most of Scandinavia had abandoned the old gods like Odin and accepted Jesus. Once converted, they ceased their murderous attacks on other Christian lands. Back after this. Are you feeling the impact of recent timeshare industry changes? Now more than ever, the costs of timeshare ownership far outweigh the benefits. My friends at Lone Star Transfer are the only company I trust to help you get out. Our listeners' positive feedback demonstrates why I've supported the company for years. For more than a decade, they have helped over 20,000 owners get out of the timeshare. Their exclusive options can help you get out faster and easier, more than any other option in the country. They are the only company that will give you a written guarantee and release you from your timeshare in a specific time frame. With an A+ rating at the Better Business Bureau, thousands of 5-star reviews, customer service is their top priority. For free consultation and a guaranteed solution, please call 855-551-7066. That's 855-551-7066, or go to LoneStarTransfer.com. Thank you for listening to the O'Reilly Update. I am Bill O'Reilly. No spin, just facts, and always looking out for you.